Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you one of the best ways to get all the air out of your coolant system. If you're new here, welcome to the channel and don't forget to subscribe. Whether you're changing a light bulb or changing a U-joint, it's always important to think safety and get yourself a good set of chocks. So one of the biggest problems I see with Jeeps are overheating issues. Now there are a lot of reasons why a Jeep might overheat, but one of the most common problems is air in the coolant system. Now let's say you just changed out a thermostat or did any little bit of work or maybe had a small coolant leak. You're now going to have air trapped in your coolant system. Now a lot of people think it's just as simple as topping off the radiator, but when you do that you still might have an air pocket trapped somewhere in the system and that will cause you to overheat. Now there's a few different ways to combat this issue. They make a burping funnel, and what it is, a funnel that goes over the top of your radiator. You fill it to the top, that way that is the highest point in the system. You fill it to there and that's where all your air should go. I personally don't like that. You might still get some air trapped in the system. Not only that, when you fill that funnel up, when your coolant system is full, that funnel is still full and you got to figure out what to do with all that coolant. Now another option might be to jack up the front of your Jeep as high as you can, park at a hard incline, try to get that radiator cap at the highest point that it could be, and try to fill your coolant system that way. Still not a guarantee. I've done that before. That's how I used to do it, and I just found a way that's so much easier and simpler and quick and easy. So to make my life easier, I went out and bought this vacuum test and fill kit from Harbor Freight. Now when I bought this, it was about $60, $65. I believe they're up to about $80 now. I'm not 100% sure, but they still have these at Harbor Freight as well as Amazon. I'll put some links down in the description below. Now this kit comes with this filling manifold, an air chuck, this tube and filter that goes into your coolant, as well as all kinds of adapters to fit all kinds of coolant systems. So the first thing you want to do, as with working with any cooling system, you want to make sure that your vehicle is cool and there is no pressure on the system. And then we can remove our radiator cap. With the cap removed, you need to find the right sized adapter for your radiator or reservoir. With our adapter picked out, we can now install our manifold. Once it's down as far as it'll go, you can tighten up this large nut right here. It will expand that rubber piece and create a seal. Now you don't want to tighten it too tight because you don't want to break anything, but at the same time you want it tight enough that it creates a good seal. Now depending on the design of your coolant system, you might also need to pinch off the line that goes to your overflow tank. So now that we're all hooked up and we've got a good seal, the next step is to connect our air compressor. Now once our air compressor is connected, we want to make sure that we close the valve that goes to our fill line, and then you can open the valve that goes to your air line. So you want to let it run until your gauge steadies or stops climbing. Once it's reached that point, you're under a good vacuum, and it's a good idea to let it sit for about 5 minutes, see if your gauge drops at all. If it does, it means you have a leak somewhere in the system. So I'm pretty happy where that's at. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect my air line. Now that I have a good vacuum and I'm holding at that vacuum, it's time to start adding our coolant. Now I mixed up some 50-50 and put it in a clear container so you guys can see what's going on. So you want to stick your filter end into your coolant and open your valve. Now you want to keep an eye on your level. You don't want the level to drop below that filter, as well as you want to keep an eye on your gauge. Once your gauge reads 0, you know you're full. Now that my gauge is reading 0, I know I'm 100% full and I'm all set to go. I can go ahead and remove all this, clean it up, and reinstall my radiator cap. If you like this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. As always, don't forget to subscribe. You can check me out on TikTok at It's Project Venture, as well as Instagram at It's Project Venture. Thanks for watching. Now this kit also came with instructions, but I don't need no instructions because I lost them and I had to Google it.